Hey gang, Jerry here, and today we have another update video on our Factory 5 35 hot rod truck build. And today we're going to be talking about brake lines. I'm going to show you how I routed my brake lines for my build. Now, this is the very first time I'm doing a Factory 5 vehicle and bending brake lines and running brake lines. So I know there's probably a dozen different ways you can do this. I'm just going to show you the way that I did my brake lines. Even though it was the first time for me doing this, I think they did turn out pretty decent. And so let's go ahead and take a look and I'll show you exactly what I did. So come on over here. First we'll look at the brake box. And so we have our lines coming out of our master cylinder here, our two master cylinders, and then I did find these little clips on Amazon, and there's little plastic clips that kind of, they're for this size brake line. It's kind of nice to keep them both the same equal distance apart and not rubbing or anything like that. So we have a nice bend here, then we go over here, and we bend. I did start my bend a little bit long and then had to do kind of like a double bend to go straight down the side of the car, or the truck I should say. So then we come down here, go past our firewall sheet metal. I'll put the truck up in the air and show you the rest of the bends. All right, we have our truck up in the air, and like I said, coming down from the brake box right here, we go two different directions. So obviously the rear will go towards the rear and the front will go towards the front. And those are kind of what my bends look like. And I make sure that I'm not rubbing on anything. So right now my brake lines are nice off the frame. We're held on with these little clips that are supplied by Factory 5. That does come in your kit. So yeah, everything's looking good so far. So we'll go to the front first. We go up to the front, and here's my first union. Now, I think the Factory 5 manual shows that the first union connection might be actually up here, but this is where mine ended up. And because mine ended up here, the 20-inch brake line that goes up the three-way was too short. So I had to go and purchase a little bit longer brake line. So we come from that union again to the frame, and now here's where it gets interesting. This is how I did mine. Again, it's up to you and how you want to do yours. We come and bend out. I go over this bar. I did not want any brake lines below the frame of the vehicle. So I go over this bar, come down, and then we twist and go up to our union. So here's our union. So again, the brake line's coming up to our union. And then the short little 8-inch, I did a little S-bend going to our bracket for our flexible line, and then our flexible line going to our caliper. Then the next 20-inch line, 20-inch line I believe it was. So it goes from here, it goes up, it goes to the center crossbar where I have it mounted there, and then back down to our connection here for our flexible brake line, which goes to our front caliper. And there's how I have my flexible brake line adapters connected. This is the exact spot that Factory 5 does suggest. Same on both sides, kind of equal distance from the inner bracket there. So yeah, and everything's nice and solid. I mean, this is, pretty rigid. So I kind of like it. So everything's got a lot of clearance, no rubbing, no areas that I can see they're going to be an issue, and I like it. So again, this is just how I did mine. Choose how to do yours yourself. Now let's go to the back. So we go to the back. I got a couple of clips holding it. Here's my first union. Now I selected to go through this location here. I'm hoping that's going to be okay. I don't see anything in the manual where that's going to be an obstruction. I do see some people kind of come up and around here this way, but I chose to go through this location right here. We have a nice little soft S-bend right here. Then we track up this bar right here, and then to our flexible hose mounting location with our three-way. So This is the location where I think Factory 5 does call out. That's what I did on mine. Connected it right here. We have our flexible line going our caliper. We mount our three-way right here. So our rear line coming in, going to our caliper, then another line going out. And what I did on this line is made a little bit bend, went up to this bar here, came across, have a little clip there holding it, coming back down, a couple nice little bends, and then over to our other attachment for our flexible brake line. And again, same location as it is on the other side, going down to our caliper. So all in all, I think it turned out pretty decent. I don't have any issues where I was thinking I'm going to have an issue with it rubbing or anything like that. I have not added fluid or bled the brakes or anything like that yet, because I still want to take the firewall back off. I'm going to actually get the firewall powder coated. So until I have everything mounted permanently as far as the firewall and the reservoir for the brake system, I'm not adding any fluid at this time. So all in all, I think it turned out pretty decent. Now, if there's anybody that has done one that has a little bit better idea, please leave some comments down below. But I think this worked out pretty decent. Now, a couple of things I did use during my build, I want to show you. For the two brake lines that are in the back of the vehicle, they were actually a little bit too long. So I cut those down and flared them on the vehicle as I was routing my lines. And the tool that I used to flare my lines was this tool right here. Works out really well. You can do a 3/6 inch line or a 1/4 inch line. And the way you use this tool is you first put a little plug right here. It's called a stopper. So you screw the stopper in to where it bottoms out. Then you put the line in here, and that sets the line at the correct depth. Then you'll tighten these two bolts down right here. And then you take, this is our double flaring tool. This side will do the outer flare, and this side will do the inner flare. You simply just screw this in till it bottoms out, and then you take it out, screw it in till it bottoms out, and you have a perfect flare. So this tool, because of its compact design, I was able to use this right on the vehicle, and it worked out really well. I'll leave links in the description down below where I picked this tool up. And then of course the other tool that I used was just this little pipe cutter I got on Amazon. It's a RIDGID, but it works great for compact spaces. So these tools worked out really, really well, so I wanted to point those out. Other than those two tools right there, I didn't use anything else other than that. Of course, a drill and pop rivet gun to get my rivets in for my clips and everything. But other than that, it went pretty smoothly. So I like it. Again, my very first time of bending lines and running a full brake system on a vehicle. So again, probably not the best job that you've seen out there, but it's good enough for me. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing kind of like videos like this all throughout my build on the things that I ran into and the challenges that I've seen. Really, for the brake lines, there wasn't really no big challenge at all. So I think everything went good. Make sure to share your video with friends and family. Really appreciate it. Again, gang, if you put your mind to it, you can do anything. All right, gang, take care and see ya.